Underscore 36, and it's Big Games B.S, part of Den Media Group, presented by MFTK Foundation. MFTKFoundation.com is the go-to website for all things MFTK related. We'll get into that stuff here when we do the show opening. Got a lot of work to get accomplished today, and a little bit of time. Oh man, ugh. I'm tired just thinking about the stuff. Oh man, that's tough. It's a storm your way, Gerard. Like, man, that's I hope you guys are doing okay. This one, that satellite Wi-Fi that they was talking about comes in handy. Which I learned that's what they use on cruises and stuff now. So that's how you get your Wi-Fi on cruises. But hope everybody outside of that is doing good. Man, boy, I love when parents be hitting me up early, man, about that money, dog. Dude, yeah, threw me off guard. But anyways, let's go ahead. We got a jam-packed show. We got a lot of stuff to get done, got accomplished as far as the showcase and things go with that. And the gifts are great, nice gifts, nice grades, initiatives that we're doing. Let's start our show off with the same way we start our show off each and every day, with a word of prayer.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Nobody wanna thank you, God. Thank you, God.
All right, Jaden, what we got?
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another morning edition of Big Games BS here on Wednesday, December 17th. And if this is your first time at the show, welcome. And if you're wondering why it's called Big Games BS, it's because we bring the good, the bad, and the BS of the sports world, especially football, to your screens, eyes, and ears. We're going to start off the show with the MFTK segment, showing some highlights to some events that's going to be happening in the near future. Then we have our NCAA talk, where we talk about college football, starting with FSU, the home team. We have some transfer portal news from some players that we have discussed on the show in the past that we're going to look into. We're also going to look at quarterbacks who've hopped in the portal and players who are staying at their respective schools or declaring for the NFL draft. Speaking of draft, we're going to start the next segment after the college segment with our NFL topic. We're going to start first with the Jaguars, going to the Monday Night Football game, talk about some players before doing our weekly Wednesday recap of the teams in playoff contention, the division standings, and the stat leaders in the NFL. Then we're going to finish off our show with our Big Games BS section of the day, where we bring the scope of the conversation outside the typical football world. We have our BS or Bust and Food Review segment, and then we have a retirement to announce as well. But let's kick off this MFTK segment with the high school showcase.
Yeah, high school showcase goes this weekend. Got plenty of spots left. Running low on the quarterback spots, but plenty of spots left. Still got that 15U that's really wide open. hoping to get that going. Get that bigger. Still going good. Still going to be a good 15U team. A lot of competition. A lot of places that we're going to travel. Um, I am all for it. It's going to be good. So 2 to 4 p.m. 15U showcase. 3 to 5 the big man showcase, and from 5 to 7:30 is going to be our 18U showcase where we're going to have we got people traveling into Jacksonville. And basically that's it. Love it. Ready for it to be here and over so we can go ahead and pick these teams, and our schedule is out. I'm not sure, I didn't post it on Twitter, but it's on IG. It's on Facebook. We're gonna just skip over the Tokyo one for right now, Jaden. So, but basically, that's a lot of the different things that we have going on with that team to be able to get guys exposure that they wouldn't normally be able to get. Is going to be incredible for the city. Incredible for everybody. So, um, at the end of the day, that's what we got. Yeah, and just there's a bunch of people are getting mad about certain things, but we're gonna talk about it. We're not gonna gloss over any of the different things that are going on with FSU. Just give us a second. Don't get before that. Let's talk about MFTK. If you still want to donate to pay for a kid's registration or a kid's uh registration, or for a kid to be able to participate on the team, you can hit that QR code, or you can also hit the QR code as we go for our 6th annual Gifts for Good Grades, which kicks off tomorrow in Tallahassee, Florida. We're going to my hood, Appalachia Elementary School. I can't wait. I remember the last time I went to Appalachia, I had to hold it on in the inside because I had that, that I don't know if y'all ever seen the show where they go after they talk to the dad and like they make the dad cry. And he's like, yeah, like that almost got me. I told the kid, I said, hey man, I grew up right here in Rockbrook. You can do whatever you want to do. He's like, oh wait, I'm from Rockbrook. You mean to tell me? I was like, you mean to tell me people make it from here? I was like, damn. All right. You're in kindergarten. Wait till you're supposed to leave in kindergarten. But long story short, it was a great thing. We got WT Moore. I have no idea. I've heard of WT Moore. Have absolutely no idea where WT Moore is. And then we got Bond Elementary School where we do all of our different initiatives at Bond. A lot of people think I went to Bond, and that's just not true. I just happen to do a lot of different things at Bond because they allow me to do things at Bond. Believe it or not, my elementary school wouldn't let me have the book bag drive at first, but I don't hold anything against the kids. It's the adults that be pissing me off. So, but that on that note, that's what we got going with that. But yeah, so man, Gerard, you're right, man. Youth sports is so expensive these days, and they all expect snacks. That's crazy. Jim, your aunt, a teacher at WT Moore, tell her come. I don't know what time I'm gonna be out there, but tell her big black dude with dreads gonna be out there. All right. But yeah, that's what we got. Oh, and then my bad. And then Friday we coming down. Hold on. My bad. We just picked up a big commitment to our coaching staff. A good pick. My bad. Go ahead and talk about what we got right here, Jaden, while I'm finish sending this.
Before we get into the transfer portal, especially in regards to FSU players, let's take a look while James is doing that at the 2026 home away slate for the conference opponents. So in the ACC, there is only 5 teams who are playing 8 conference games. The other teams are playing 9 conference games. So FSU is one of those 5 teams who play 8 conference games. Now, a lot of people had their pushback on this because you have 5 teams who are only playing 8 conference games, while the other teams are playing 9 conference games. So there's a lack of parity in that. But we are going to look at the 2026 ACC opponents for the Seminoles. So the Seminoles are playing Clemson, NC State, SMU, and Virginia at home in 2026, while they are playing Boston College, Louisville, Miami, and Pitt
How do they
away.
reward Florida State for being ass? They give them more. They give them a harder ACC schedule. You got the team for the college football playoff. You got Clemson, who's the toast of the ACC still. You got Pitt, Virginia, and Virginia, who are both competing, and Louisville, and SMU, who are all competing for opportunities to play in the ACC championship, but Boston College. I actually think that schedule is manageable, by the way. Pitt might be having some more changes coming up, but I think, they obviously much improved. Shout out to Cade Bell, office coordinator, former client. Dad was a legend at the University of Florida, but really, really good. I plan on being at all 4 of those away games. I can tell you that straight up. As long as they don't play them on Friday nights, I will be there. You know, Pitt is an amazing stadium. It's that means I'm gonna be in Pittsburgh twice this year, more than likely. And those 4 games, and we also have Florida. We're missing. Oh, we play Alabama, Florida.
This is just the ACC.
I know. I'm trying to think of who the other 4 games are. Alabama, Florida, some directional school.
Kent State.
We play Kent State again.
Oh, I thought you meant this last year.
No, this in 2026. We play some trash school. They have our other available. Hold on, FSU 2026. Oh, New Mexico State is the other trash school. So 2 directional schools. So, we play at Alabama. Oh, so we're not kickoff. Oh, so I will throw. So we'll have our opening tailgate. What is that? Oh, okay. Is it the mic? Oh. But October 29th, we're gonna go ahead and set the tailgate. We're gonna have we will have one tailgate at least. And then we'll play CC team. CC games are easy, man. Nah, they can definitely hear it, I guess. But I guess we'll play away. Man, none of those games are optimal. Like that's the way they line up that schedule is going to be crazy to me. Because we play on that means the 6th, the 5th or the 5th. Yeah, the 5th will be the next game. So we're not getting a bye week. So we're going to play Clemson, NC State, SMU, Virginia, or Virginia during that time. Before we play Alabama, more than likely. We'll play
all right. Your mic is muted, James. Your mic is muted. So I'm just gonna all right, can you yep, you're still muted, so I don't know. I guess I'll bring in the next thing while they're trying to figure out what's everything wrong with your mic. But everything James was saying,
my check. Yep. All right.
It sounds like a little bit.
Londa was like the XLR isn't plugged in all the way. She's giving us our plug our mic checks. But yeah. Anyway, so I'm here for the schedule. Gonna be supporting the team. Hopefully, they'll support me with more for the ability to have tailgates because they're not gonna suck. It affects the bottom line, man. But yeah, that was interesting though. That's going to be a tough road to hoe. All right, Jay, is anybody else? Can I ask? We need to incorporate Hate O'Clock back. Has anybody got the new X update on their iPhones? Am I the only one that it takes like forever for that shit to load? Like right now, I can't see anything on my, like it's just doing this, and it takes forever. It's annoying. I can see my messages, but I can't see I can't see the tweets or the ads. But I ain't like my bad, Jaden. Go ahead.
Now, James, we're going to get into some transfer portal news from the Seminoles. You have a couple players who announced they are heading into the transfer portal, and we're going to go down some notable names and see which players are not going to be in that garnet and gold uniform by this time next season. So we're going to start with the tight end position, James, and that is Randy Pittman. Florida State tight end Randy Pittman is expected to enter the transfer portal. Was a UCF transfer. So James Pittman is in the portal.
Damn, I didn't expect that to happen. That must mean they're going to go in a different direction in terms of what they want to use for tight end. But Mike's offense moves better with a Randy Pittman type new age back, like not a true tight end, not a running back, just a gadget guy. You want to actually, but I'll be honest with you. I'm not blaming him for it. I could put two losses right on him, two of the losses on him, like dropping some big time passes. If we being all the way funky, but you know it doesn't look good. Every year, people leave. I'm gonna put it to you in context, right? Because I know all of this is new because now it's a 24-hour news cycle. It's also the portal allows what was done in the dark to be done in the light. Same thing with NIL. Every year, a college, and we're gonna do some math in here. So in the comments in the chats, I want y'all to help me through this. Every year, back in the day, colleges used to try to sign 25 high school athletes, right? So if you come in and you sign 25, then you sign 25 the next year. That's 50, right? Then you sign 25 the year after that. That's 75. Then you sign 25 after that. Now that's 4 years of signing 25. That gets you to 100. Now, that's not including guys that are going to redshirt. About half your class will redshirt. So you can't get rid. You're not going to have a class of 25 every year that are scholarship guys. You can only have 85 guys in a roster. So even if you move out of class, and you have 15 guys go pro, you're at 85, but you still got a new class of 25 kids coming in. You have to reduce your roster every year to 85. So what do you think happened back in the day? I'll tell you what happened back in the day. Guys got asked to leave. They were told to leave. I have guys, matter of fact, let's do a game. Jaden and Miles, can y'all put in FSU class of 2002? FSU class of 2002. Even 2001 might be a good thing. Because again, I think a lot of people think that this is just a new thing. It's just you haven't paid attention to it. So it's new to you, but it's the way the game has gone for years. FSU 2002. Pull it out myself while we're trying to get that on that jumbotron. I thought we had the number 1 class, but we had the number 2 class according to, but 247 wasn't around. So, one guy you never heard of was Roger Williams. Roger ended up playing a little bit, but Roger was a prop 48. Chris Davis played, Pat Watkins played, Leon Washington played, Cameron Wembley played. Any of you guys know who Deshaun? Y'all remember the play that Deshaun Platt made? Anybody remember the play that Deshaun Platt made? All right. Okay. Anybody remember Lonnie Davis? No? Okay. All right. AJ played, Bunk played, Burston played, Book played, Buster played. Nate Hardage was a transfer. Sam McGrew. Corey Niblock ended up doing all 4 years. Wyatt Sexton ended up leaving. Anybody remember the play that Chris Turner made? Anybody remember the play that Chris Turner made? Okay. Torrance Washington. Thomas Clayton. Or Chris Anderson. No? Nobody remember those guys? Nobody? Okay. Yep. Did y'all complain about like the transfer portal? Then did anybody? No, nobody complain about. No, you didn't even know. That's why it's better that way. Let's go to 2001. TC ended up playing in the NFL, went to Kansas State. All right, Jerome Carter, Adrian McPherson, transfer portal. Buck, transfer portal. Eric Shelton, transfer portal. Joe Mauer didn't come. They don't have the full class. There's no way. There's no way they had 8 enrollees. They don't have the full 2001 class. But I just went through 4 guys in the 2001 class that hit the transfer portal. All right, let's go to when I was actually playing a little bit more, aware of life. Maybe things changed then. Right. 2003, we had, oh man, y'all would have killed Norvell for this. We had the 15th ranked class. Aubrey McFadden. No, didn't make a play that mattered. Cliff Dixon transferred out. Very talented, though. I don't even know who this is. Jermaine McElroy. Don't even remember him. Jay Shaw transferred out. I'm going through this for a reason. Like, let me know if anybody get the point. When y'all get the point, let me know. Cause I'll stop. Other people can't do that because they didn't live it. They don't remember this. And unfortunately, 247 doesn't give you the full class. Aaron Jones transferred out. Jamal Edwards transferred out. Kenny O'Neal transferred out. I believe Trevor Ford transferred out. C. Lou transferred out. Lamar Lewis transferred out. I'm just letting you know, every year people transfer out. You just didn't see articles written about it because it wasn't as popular. I mean, it wasn't popular to write about that stuff because what do I tell you? This new love and hip hop ass media, love and hip hop ass media loves that shit. Bert asks, is there any data that shows how many players that don't get a chance once they're in the portal? Yes. There's a lot of data. There's like the biggest data is that there's 4,000 people in the portal. There's just not enough. There's just not enough. There's just not enough scholarships to award all those people who are in the portal. And a lot of guys don't want to go backwards. Or what they perceive backwards is what you used to have to do back in the day. If you transferred D1, you had to sit out a year. If you went down to FCS or D2 or lower, you got to play immediately. And not enough people want to go and realize where they're actually at. Now, and here's the other thing about the transfer portal. A lot of times, back in my day, they could take a gamble on a guy because they they knew they could develop people. There was time. When you got, like right now, the coach that you want to fire Mike Norvell or keep Mike Norvell. Either way, the same outcome's going to happen. You got to bring in guys that are ready to play right now, that are going to win you games right now. Or you're going to keep complaining about losses. So you can't really go and get the high school recruits like you want because they're not going to have time to develop. And that's also why kids got to come in early. They're coming in, everybody early in roles. We talked about that on me and Freddie Stevenson talked about that on the Trials of Triumph podcast. That was rare when I came in. And I played as a true freshman out the gate, but like I probably wasn't ready to play. Even if I would have came in January, my body still wouldn't have been ready to play. It's not mentally and physically, you weren't mature enough to really do that stuff. And a lot of people don't really know what's going on. So, anyways, we haven't hired a DB coach because right now the current field is still coaching. We don't even know if our staff currently is still going to be the staff that we have. We may or may not be done with firings. Or guys might not be done getting new job openings and vacancies. But going to Randy Pittman, I actually wish he didn't go. I wish the offensive lineman didn't go. I wish a couple guys didn't really go, but I also think about where we're going. You're not the two running backs that we needed to stay aren't there. Even though I think Cam Davis is going to be a good running back in the SEC. I think we recruited a guy that did not fit our system, and a kid that was a good kid that was loyal, that did everything that the coaches told him to do. And sometimes that's not in the best interest of the kid. I'll be frank with you. I sat down and I talked to his mom. His mom and dad are two very, very good people. We talked Thanksgiving of last year about what this young man went through. They made him gain that weight. He didn't want to gain all that weight. They told him to get bigger. They tried to make him play something that he probably just wasn't able to play. Like, he's not a fullback. They put too much weight on him. That's why he looks slow. And in that Florida game, this man, I saw the picture of his ankle. His ankle was messed up. And they made him play through it. And what I told his dad and his mom, this is where you need to get some free game from some OGs. I wouldn't allow my son to do that. Now, I played with a broken hand and a messed up shoulder. Up top, that's fine. Pain tolerance. I could raise my arm enough to be able to catch and do what I needed to do. And my hand was like a couple weeks. Then I had surgery and it was all good. The lower extremities are where you only compound it because everything you do in life is from there. Like, just walking is not making it better. You have to stay off of it. So when he's getting his ankle drained to be able to play, that's not a good thing on his body. And I think he just never got a chance to really. And then he played running back. He played quarterback in high school. So basically pistol quarter. They basically ran the Wildcat. So running the Wildcat, you're able to see the whole from the gate. As a running back, you have to take steps. You have to try to read. It's different when somebody's handing you the ball than when you actually are in control of it the entire time. That being said, like, we're good. He's going to do the portal means you have to do what's best for you. The one that hurts the most is, but I think the only positive spin I can give on this, and this isn't me trying to be positive, this is just me trying to read the tea leaves and explain the unexplainable, is looking at system fit and match. I personally believe 11 can play anywhere. I think Jabril Rawls is really, really good. Jabril Rawls, is that going to be the next one, Jaden? Yep. I think he can play anywhere. I think he's a better man corner. And I think the guys we lost have been better man corners, and that's what we had. We have a bunch of guys that play that particularly have a skill set that was designed for an old system that did not match this, and that's why you see these big ass gaping holes in zone coverage, which it shouldn't be. But like, if you're so used to latching onto a man, it just you go back to your habit, and I think you should be coachable to be able to break those habits. But I don't know what's going on in those rooms. So when I see Pat Surtain get let go, I don't see it as Pat Surtain is a bad coach. I see it as they want to cover. They run a base cover 3, so they want to. And I know Pat Surtain knows what that is, but I just know what his strengths are. It's just like me. If you want to run, more downhill running game, can I coach that? Absolutely. Am I better at zone? Yes. That's what I'm used to coaching. That's the type of backs that I look for. Those are the backs that have success in my system at Mandarin. That being said, shoot. Hey, much success to him. Hope to see him at the combine. I gotta keep rooting for Florida State because that's my game. I can't believe Omar Graham still has eligibility. Good night. When did Omar Graham is like my age? He played with me. That one doesn't hurt as much as y'all think it is.
We
Our
have
linebacker again, especially how everybody's been bitching about our linebacker room. But Rawls is really good, man. That one hurts more than anything else.
We have some news coming from Tallahassee. So, James, I know you probably heard this already, but Florida State and the city of Tallahassee city manager Reese Gold have agreed to a proposed memorandum of understanding that will serve as the basis for the transfer of all city-owned hospital assets currently leased to TMH. The city commission is scheduled to take action on the MOU at its regularly scheduled January 14th, 2026 meeting at 3 p.m. at City Hall. This agreement will begin the transformation of the hospital into a full academic health center operating under FSU Health, a healthcare ecosystem that combines research, clinical care, and teaching to bring healthcare innovation and cutting-edge medical advances directly to patients across North Florida. So, James, this can be really, really big for the FSU education, or excuse me, for the university with this possible merger that is scheduled to happen. The meeting is going to take place on January 14th, 2026 to take action on this MOU. So, James, what are your thoughts about this merger for FSU and for TMH?
I think it's incredible, but we've already known this. This is the direction that the university is going down. If you listen to the shows that try to tell you about it's the business of school. It's not necessarily the business of sport. I mean, we've had the nerds come on. We've nerded out. What was my guy's name that I used to nerd out? I gotta call him back. I haven't talked to him in a minute. But we nerded out about why FSU is probably going to go to the Big Ten over the SEC if we leave. What this lawsuit and what these things were all about. Jaden, did you ever do intake your freshman year? Like where they basically kind of talk to you about all of the different things and what FSU means and blah, blah, blah. Yakety smackety?
Yeah.
I don't know what they did for you. But when I did this long time ago, man, I feel old. We discussed at Florida State about the goal of there was a few things, making Doak Campbell Stadium the center of campus. And that's why, the bus routes, all of that stuff kind of goes there, circles around that. But like the goal, and the only way so when I found out, my parents everybody in my family is big time FS FAMU alum. They're taking over campus. I was like, Mom, when you understand this business, FAMU could have bought that property and done very well with it. But the only way to make Doak Campbell Stadium the center of campus is they expand towards FAM campus and across Tennessee Street heading in the Basin, 4th Ave, Frenchtown, all of those different things. That's the only way to make that happen. Then they talked about making Florida State the flagship university, what that means is that University of Florida right now is the top university in the state of Florida when it comes to research dollars and a lot of stuff. The state is always going to look at the University of Florida because they were first and because they have a lot of other things that they have available to them. A hospital, their own engineering school, their own law school, a lot of other different things. So when you look at the trajectory that Florida State has done, FAMU used to have the law school. Florida State took that over from them. FAMU, it took decades for FAMU to get their law school. It is not even in Tallahassee; it's in Orlando. Good law school too. They're not going to split up the E school. It's too much in that. But like even then, that's a business. This is business. Florida State got their medical school built. Hell, that's where my high school is the medical school right now. Florida State, in order to keep pace with Florida, has to get a hospital. So they've taken over TMH. They're also building a hospital in Panama City. So now you can do more research. If you like, Trey is a research baby. The Mayport, NAS Jax, the Naval Hospital is a research hospital for the Navy. There are times when it's good, there's times when it's probably bad, but there's going to be a lot of medical innovation that happens in the city of Tallahassee. I know here, you know where I won't go? The hospital I ain't going to Shands, I can tell you that much. That's the trauma house. That's the trauma center. That's where everybody goes. That's Gen Pop. You go with a cold, you might leave with a gunshot. But that's the benefit of having it, is that everybody gets seen. So this is a money play. So when you guys are talking about Florida State is broke, we're broke like how people who invest are broke. We're broke because we're building hospitals, we're buying hospitals, new business schools. Like we got a ton of shit stretched out that make actual money. Doug Rohan, thank you, Yolanda. When you listen to what me and Doug were talking about and you see what universities actually make, how they make money, completely puts in perspective. And maybe in the 80s, this was right, because one of my favorite movie quotes of all time came from one of the greatest movies of all time, The Program. That's the movie we got to watch in the chat Monday, Miles. In the Discord. Make sure you join the Discord, by the way. Discord for them high school game, we have like 100 people or almost 100 people in Discord, maybe almost 200. I got to go back and look at it, but it was a lot. But he said, with all due respect, nobody's ever sat inside of a room in a stadium. And 85,000 people have never sat inside a stadium to see somebody do a math problem. Wrong, wrong, way wrong on that one, brother. They definitely have, and they definitely will. So like, that's kind of what's going on with Florida State. So they'll have the money to be able to do different things, but right now, if you can't find something better, you don't just make moves. That's a bad fiscal move, because eventually that we may have enough money academic wise that we really don't even need. We don't even need the extra stuff.
That's all our FSU news for today. And James, we actually have a running back to discuss. We mentioned Cam Davis and him entering the transfer portal, but we're going to be talking about the Heisman finalist, Jeremiah Love, because he has came out and announced that he is declaring for the NFL draft. Many people say he is the top running back in college, RB1 in college, if you will, and he is going to the NFL draft. James, could you suspect this from how Notre Dame season played out with the college football playoffs and just the whole landscape of running backs, especially in football, with Jeremiah's decision?
I just think it has nothing to do with the snub and everything, because they're not going to a bowl game. It has everything to do with his stock will never get higher. There's never going to be a number one overall running back anytime soon. So he's probably the number one running back, probably depending on how he runs his 40. He has the potential to be a top 10 pick, because running back stock is starting to get higher because of Saquon Barkley's success, because of Derrick Henry's success, because of Sonic and Knuckles' success. Like every good team has a really dynamic running back. Like it's just like fullbacks and running backs. Have we noticed anything here? The good teams keep them. And there's no need to take another year of bang. His style of run is so physical. I remember last year in the play that got them into that got them into the natty when he ran over everybody in Penn State. And Miles, put the link to the Discord in the chat, please. Man, I for one like it. I can't wait. I want to interview. I want to see him at the combine. Hopefully he does like the Senior Bowl, because I'm up in the air about if I want to go to the Senior. Did we go 2 days last year, or did we go 1 day to the Senior Bowl? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I have to check my photos.
The problem is that the Senior Bowl is, I know Wednesday is that big day. The Super Bowl is literally that we have to leave that Sunday. That like it's like just too much stuff jam packed. It's difficult to get all of that done. But I think it's the right move for him, and I think if he falls to the second round, we got draft capital right now with a guy. But I'm curious. Like he could make a team really, really good. The only one that hasn't really worked out this year, but I just think Vegas is a clusterfuck right now. The Raiders is Michael Myers. Yeah, Ashton. And the reason why I think that I knew that was going to be bad once the OC started Chip Kelly started trying to change his running back stance. Which is annoying, by the way. Every running back wants to line up like this now. And they're taking false steps. It's like, you're not Ashton. Line up properly, son. Now, if it works, hey, I ain't going to change nothing that works. But some of y'all, it ain't working. But yeah, good move for him.
So, going down this list, we have a quarterback to discuss. And for any of my Longhorn fans out there who love that burnt orange, you guys are going to be seeing Manning's name on a jersey again, because Arch Manning is returning to Texas for the 2026 season. His father, Cooper, told ESPN. So Manning led the Longhorns to a 9-3 record and 13th ranked finish. James, I'm going to ask you again. Surprising that Arch is staying with the Longhorns, or was this something you already saw happening?
Where was he going to go? Like, you didn't think he was going to the league this year, right? Or you thought he might hit the portal? To be honest with you, you know what? Now that I think about it, he should have hit the portal. He should have hit the portal. Command the bag, right? And the reason why I say that is because they might be able to damn it. Hey, pause me real quick, or Jaden, take over the show. I gotta take this call.
So, everybody out there, just want to repeat, Arch is returning to the Texas Longhorns program. Just wanted to give you guys an update on that, because earlier this college football season, there was some noise around Steve Sarkisian and the possibility of him actually taking the bigger step and going to the NFL. He actually came out and denied the statements that he would be leaving Texas to go to the NFL. So it looks like Steve Sarkisian is staying in the mix in Austin, Texas, if you will. So that's probably one of the reasons why Arch decided to head back to the Longhorn program, especially if your head coach is staying, the dude who continued to believe in you. So, yes, Arch is returning to that burnt orange Texas Longhorn uniform, and I'm going to keep you guys updated on other quarterbacks who are on the move. One of them being the standout from this year in the American Conference, and that is North Texas's QB Drew Messamaker. And he is expected to enter the portal. So Messamaker led the country with 4,129 passing yards this season. He had an incredible story. If you guys are not familiar with the Messamaker story, didn't even start on varsity in high school, and now he was the passing leader in D1 in the FBS with 4,129 passing yards. Had a great story, and he's continuing to edit and go on with his life, especially do better with football, go to a bigger school in hopes of getting more of an opportunity. So the North Texas Star is out from his school. And if you guys don't remember, his coach actually took another position as well. So the coach dipped. So Mr. Maker definitely decided to go and enter the portal as well. So their new football coach for UNT is Neil Brown, and the former coach Eric Morris left for Oklahoma State. So Eric Morris left, and it's no surprise that Mr. Maker left as well. So just going to keep you guys updated on quarterbacks. And somebody actually mentioned this in the chat. They beat us to it, but we are going to talk about the Georgia State quarterback, and that QB is TJ Finley. TJ Finley is a senior, and he is 23 years old, but the former LSU, Auburn, Texas State, Western Kentucky, and Tulane QB is filing an NCAA waiver for a 7th year of eligibility. 7 years is a long time, and the 23-year-old has done a lot of traveling to get to his different schools. Imagine going from LSU to Texas State to Western Kentucky and going back to Louisiana with Tulane as well. But the 23-year-old is looking for a 7th year of eligibility. His measurables pretty insane from what I looked up on ESPN. He stands at 6'7". Yes, he stands at 6'7", 238 pounds, and he is a senior from Louisiana. So he's looking to make his mark on another program, but the 23-year-old is looking for a squad to pick him up. And man, good luck to TJ Finley. Hopefully he can get the eligibility to get a chance for his career. So a odd story coming from TJ Finley, and man, 7 years is such a long time in the college football world. So we are going to keep you updated on the quarterbacks and all of the news surrounding the transfer portal in these upcoming weeks, especially with bowl games happening, and especially as the college football playoffs continue to continue. So good luck to Finley, and good luck on getting that 7th year of eligibility. So guys, in the chat, we are going to actually go to the NFL portion of the show. So if anybody has any NFL questions you would like for us to answer specifically, please, now is a perfect time in the chat to drop them and let us know what you guys are feeling in this NFL topic, because as the season progresses, things are getting down to the wire and things just mean a little bit more in this season. But if you guys are new to the show, then we love to start off our NFL topic with the home team, and that's none other than the Jacksonville Jaguars, aka Duval's team. So for all my Jags fans out here, this is the post right here on how the Jaguars can clinch a playoff berth on Sunday from the NFL office. And this is the Jaguars ESPN reporter, aka Michael DeRocco. We've been using his account and posts for some time now because he comes with the facts for Jags. So the Jaguars are facing off against the Denver Broncos at Denver on Sunday at 4:05 p.m. 10-4 Jaguars are facing off against the Denver Broncos, and they are 12-2, sitting on top of the AFC division. So Jacksonville clinches the AFC conference. Jacksonville clinches a playoff berth with a Jaguars win against the Broncos, plus an Indiana loss or tie, or a Jaguars win at Denver with a Houston loss or tie, or a Jaguars tie plus an Indiana loss, or a Jaguars tie plus an Indiana tie plus a Houston loss. So obviously for Jaguars fans, you would want the Jaguars to win this week, and if they do win, you would hope for Indiana and Houston to either lose or tie, so the Jaguars can clinch the playoff berth for the AFC South division. And for all my Jaguars fans out there, we are hoping that we do such things. Exactly, Bert. We want the Jaguars to hurt that Bronco stampede. We're gonna pounce on those Broncos and get a dub, so we can get that playoff berth for the AFC South. So just want to give you guys an update on that as well. And we wanted to give you an update on the most recent 6 touchdown game by a QB. So with Trevor Lawrence's 6 touchdown game against the Jets, we're going to look at the most recent 6 touchdown game by a QB. So 2025, it happened with Trevor Lawrence of the Jaguars and with Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. So the last time this happened for these teams are the following: Dolphins 2022, the Saints 2019, Green Bay Packers 2019, Kansas City Chiefs 2018, Bears 2018, 2015 for the Giants. And man, let's take a look at the Niners going all the way down to 2003, Commanders 1991, Raiders 1969, and the Ravens, Panthers, Seahawks, Bucks, Falcons, and Cowboys have never had this happen in a season. So these are the last time each team had a quarterback with 6+ total touchdowns in a game. So shout out to Trevor Lawrence for continuing to put on a show in this back half of the season. And many people tried to discredit the Jaguars win excuse me, because they played the Jets. The Jets have not had a interception this year, and a lot of people have tried to put slack on the Jaguars blowout win because they played the Jets, but quarterbacks who have played against the Jets haven't done what Trevor did. So we're going to take a look right here at the QBs versus the Jets this season. So Trevor Lawrence had the 6 touchdown, 381-yard game, but Drake May, 1 touchdown, 283 yards. Josh Allen, 0 touchdowns, 207 yards. Lamar, 0 touchdowns, 164 yards. Baker, 1 touchdown, 277 yards. Bo Nix, 1 touchdown, 198 yards. Bryce Young, 1 touchdown, 148 yards, and Tua, 3 touchdowns and 310 yards in 2 games. So you can see from this that the quarterbacks you would typically expect to do their thing against the Jets haven't done so. I mean, you can just look at Tua having 3 touchdowns and 310 yards in 2 games, however, because they are in the same AFC East division. So just want to highlight this and show you that Trevor Lawrence really did do some damage to the Jets defense. And you can take a look in comparison to the other QBs who face off against the Jets this season. So just wanted to silence the haters of the new and improved Trevor Lawrence, aka Mr. Willie. So that's a little inside joke from my Jags fans out there, but we just wanted to highlight and show some love to the Jags, send them some love as they're continuing to dominate. And we're actually going to come back to head coach Liam Cohen after we discuss some more information. So moving from the Jags, we're actually going to talk about the most recent football game, and that is the Monday night matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Miami Dolphins. Any Miami Dolphins fans in the chat, let us know you're here. Just put the dolphin emoji, or any of my Steelers fans out here, let us know in the chat, because we are going to discuss this Monday night football matchup resulting in the Steelers getting the W 28-15. Steelers are now 8-6, and the Dolphins have the polar opposite record with a 6-8 record. So let's take a look at the box score, and we're going to break down this game for you piece by piece. After the box score, we're going to take a look at the team stats to locate the important indicators if you're trying to figure out which team won and lost the game. So we're going to start with the winning team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, on the right side, and look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers only had 4 incompletions in this game. He was 23 of 27. Excuse me. Threw for 224 yards. That's an average of 8.3 yards per completion. And he threw 2 touchdowns on the day with 0 interceptions, but got sacked 3 times. And Tua Tagovailoa, he only had 6 incompletions. He went 22-28, 253 yards, an average of 9 yards per completion, and he had 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, but got sacked one more time, losing 31 yards as a result. And for the Pittsburgh rushing, Kenneth Gainwell led the pack with 13 carries for 80 yards, but Jonnu Smith and Connor Hayward, scored the 2 rushing touchdowns for the squad. And there was no rushing touchdowns on the Dolphins squad, but Devon Achane led with 12 carries and 60 yards. DK Metcalf, 3 receptions, 55 yards, had a strong big body play in this game, an average of 18.3 yards per reception, and he scored a receiving touchdown, while Marquez Valdez-Scantling scored the other receiving touchdown for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Darnell Washington, the big body tight end from Georgia, 3 receptions, 25 yards. And Darren Waller, that's a name that's been getting some touchdown love this season, scored the only 2 receiving touchdowns for the Miami Dolphins. So he actually had 7 receptions for 66 yards, but Devon Achane led the Miami rushing and receiving corps in yards with his 6 receptions for 67 yards. So who led the defense in tackles? Patrick Queen for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Jordan Brooks for the Miami defense. No surprise, Jordan Brooks led the defense in total tackles because he's actually the tackle leader and has been the tackle leader in the NFL for at least 5 weeks, I would say, as of now. And Jalen Ramsey in NIL actually had 6 total tackles, and he had a sack, tackle for loss, and a QB hit as well. So we're going to move into the team stats and look at the breakdown of this game. First things first, let's look at the first downs. The Steelers had 6 more first downs than the Miami Dolphins as well, and the Dolphins were 2 of 8 on third down conversions, while the Steelers were 4 of 13. Both teams were 100% on fourth down conversions. Dolphins going 1 of 1, while the Steelers went 3 of 3. The Steelers did run 14 more plays compared to the Dolphins, however, and you can see the total yards right here. The Steelers have 51 more yards of offense than the Dolphins. The Dolphins actually had 1 more drive compared to the Steelers as well, but Dolphins had more passing yards. They had 21 more passing yards, but you can see at the rushing numbers, this is where the biggest difference is for this game. The Dolphins had 63 rushing yards, while the Steelers had 135. Both teams were successful when they were in the red zone, though. Each time they went to the red zone, they actually made or scored in the red zone. But the thing with the Dolphins is sometime during this game, or as some may say, a lot of times during this game, they couldn't even get to the red zone. A lot of punts occurred during this game as well. And for your penalties, they were actually penalized the same amount of yards, only a 6-yard difference, but the Dolphins had 6 penalties compared to the Steelers having 4, and the Dolphins had the sole turnover in this game with Tua throwing an interception. And this is the kicker. The Steelers had 7 more minutes of time of possession than the Dolphins. Steelers had more time of possession, and this is an indicator of the rushing yards they had because they controlled the rushes with 32 rushing attempts compared to the Dolphins only having 16, half of the rushing attempts of the Steelers as well. So those are some of your key indicators on why the Steelers were able to win this game in regards to the possession, the amount of rushing attempts, and the turnovers. So that was your Monday Night Football matchup for you guys right there. And we're going to get into some nitty-gritty stats for you guys. So I'm going to post this picture right here of Coach Mike Tomlin, Mikey T. So Steelers now have won 23 consecutive home games on Monday Night Football. The last time the Steelers lost a home game on Monday Night Football was to the New York Giants on October 14th, 1991. Mike Tomlin has not lost at home on Monday Night Football as the Steelers head coach, and the Steelers now, with this win, have the most wins on Monday nights in NFL history. So when the Steelers are playing on Monday night, you know to pick that Steelers money line. So courtesy of ESPN Insights, we actually have this post right here for you guys. So with the Steelers record at 8-6 after their win, they are now one win away from clinching yet another non-losing season. Pittsburgh has finished 500 or better for 21 consecutive seasons, tied for the longest such streak in NFL history. So the excuse me, Steelers are looking to rewrite history, and Mike Tomlin is looking to add another yet historical feat onto his legendary head coaching resume. So shout out to the Steelers organization, especially for that great fact. But man, we have got to show some cold love to the Miami Dolphins. It's definitely a cold reality for Miami's team because, man, they are 0-14 when under 40 degrees. When they're playing under 40-degree weather, excuse me, they're 0-6 with Tua as the starter when it's 40 degrees or colder. And this is their 25th straight season without a playoff win. Haven't had a playoff win since 2000. James, it's been a long minute for the Dolphins organization to have success in that postseason and to have success, in the cold weather. So, James, I know you made some jokes about Mike McDaniel, but I would say it's been getting real over there in Miami because we got some news coming from Adam Schefter. So, head coach Mike McDaniel opened the door to a possible quarterback change on Tuesday, saying, quote, everything is on the table, unquote. After Tua's performance in Monday night's loss to the Steelers, Quinn Ewers is a backup for the Miami Dolphins squad. He was on the Texans Longhorns squad. But James, man, the Miami Dolphins do not seem to have success, especially with Tua as their quarterback.
Yeah, he was played. I told everybody they thought I was being mean, but like he played better when he was concussed. You got to just go ahead and make his brain smooth. Tua to the Giants, and I bet you the Giants are going to be a playoff contender. Like, you know, because they keep sending Jackson Dart in that thing, like they don't care about his life at all. But you know, I hate to see this happen to my quarterback, Mike McDaniel. You know, he's struggling. You know, they're gonna blame us for this. This is why you can't hire black coaches. Like, they can't lead. They're structurally inept. But I don't know who is the backup quarterback for the Dolphins. Like, what does a quarterback change mean to you?
They might as well.
I mean, are they tanking? Like, I mean, the tank for who? The beautiful thing in this is I think there's a conspiracy that we don't talk about conspiracies enough. Quarterback pay is getting out of hand, right? What if we just make the quarterback play so bad in college that now it devalues drafting a quarterback early and letting them kind of sit and develop and improve themselves, right? Think about all the bust in college right now. Like, look at the top 10 quarterbacks in the last 4 or 5 years and tell me who the ones that just, yeah. And then look at the wasted capital that they've had for some of the top guys. Justin Fields hasn't panned out. Trevor Lawrence just now, Waffle House Willie is starting to come on. The guys that were good were the guys that went to 3 damn schools. in our 25 with a family. Like Bocephus Nix did not end up where he started at. Jaden Daniels injured, but doing his thing. But he was 20 three schools, well, no, two schools, 24. The guys who are balling typically are 24 when they're coming out. What if they're really trying to make sure that you don't waste your money on a court? Like they're going to start talking about quarterbacks the ways they talk about running backs. Like running backs, you don't draft a running back in the first round. You can get a running back anywhere. Think about the best guys. The ones that are doing well, kind of like, they were kind of mid in college, if you think about it. Who's the GOAT wide? Who's the GOAT quarterback of all time? Greatest quarterback of all time that you can think of right now? Tom Brady, right? Tom Brady's 6th round draft pick. Let's go. Before I go into this, I don't like this is just my hypothesis, my working conspiracy theory. But I want to make sure it's some validity in my conspiracy theory before I say anything. Because, people get up on here and say anything these days. QB let's go top quarterbacks. Pat Mahomes, late draft pick, but he's hurt right now. But he didn't start out the gate. He had to sit and wait 1 year. Now, Trash Josh was a top 5 guy. Lamar Jackson, late 1st round pick. Joe Burrow, pretty high, but Jalen Hurts, 2nd round, right? Jordan Love, late pick, but got to sit. CJ Stroud wasn't he mid pick? But even then, I don't really. I mean, it's still out. Dak Prescott, trash, but definitely wasn't that. Baker was the number 1 overall pick, but didn't really start becoming good until this stop right here. Drake May, one of the better young quarterbacks, but like I say, I think he was more mid in college. But when I'm looking at a lot of these guys, could you get the same results with the Texans are basically are the same team? I don't know. That's just my thing. My thought is that, I mean, Tua was top pick, mid, the petite, pretty princess, mid. Like, do you think they could have done something better with that draft pick if they would have got somebody in the 2nd round? Let people tell us Shadur Sanders is the best young quarterback out there. And he was a late pick. I don't know, man. Just my thoughts.
I was looking at the statistics of tight ends who have receiving touchdowns this year, James, and it is surprising coming to my knowledge that there are only 3 tight ends with more receiving touchdowns than Darren Waller this season. And those 3 tight ends are, if you guys are wondering, Trey McBride of the Arizona Cardinals, Dallas Goedert of the Philadelphia Eagles, and Jake Ferguson of the Dallas Cowboys. Darren Waller has 6 receiving touchdowns this year. So, man, he's definitely had a bounce back into the league. But let's actually take a look at the passing chart from Aaron Rodgers during Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers only had 4 incompletions in this game.
That's
so
insane.
Aaron Rodgers finished 17 for 18 for 173 yards, and both of his touchdowns on passes between the numbers in week 15. So his 94.4% completion percentage on such passes was his highest in a game since week 14, 2016. You can see where his green dots are and where his blue dots are on this pass chart. The blue dots are actually the touchdowns, and the green dots are his complete passes. So you take a look at this, and he only had 4 incompletions, all of them being on the right side of the field. How ironic. But this was his passing chart. Actually have another fact for you guys. All three of Aaron Rodgers' completions over 10 air yards on Monday night were between the numbers. On downfield passes, Rodgers has averaged 16.7 yards per attempt over his last two games after averaging 3.4 over his previous 5 games. So he has upped his downfield passing game. You can see right there as well. And take a look at his passer ratings in weeks 14 through 15, 141.4 compared to the passer rating of 20.2 in weeks 9 through 13 as well. You can look at the difference in the yards per pass attempt and the passing yards as well. So, one more thing to talk about. Aaron Rodgers was pressured on just 4 of his 30 dropbacks Monday, which is 13%, the second lowest pressure rate he has faced in a game this season. This allowed Rodgers to complete 85% of his passes, his highest in a game since week 7 of 2014 against the Panthers, where it was 86%. So the Miami's defense didn't put too much pressure on Aaron Rodgers, and we can definitely see by the numbers he had as well. So shout out to Aaron Rodgers. And James, we got a funny meme for you guys. But if you're Miami Dolphins fans, then you're probably not going to find this funny. They compared the contract of a Big Mac meal in Tua Tagovailoa. So for a Big Mac meal, you only paying $12.19. The Big Mac meal cannot throw a ball, has zero vision, but it makes people happy. Tua, on the other hand, is getting paid $212 million. He also cannot throw a ball, has zero vision, but he makes people mad. This is a funny post, and sorry for all of my Dolphins fans out there, but man, when you're looking at Tua's contract, and you can speculate that no team would want to take his contract with the hefty price tag, then James, what are the Dolphins going to do in that quarterback position?
I think this is a great opportunity to put pressure on people about a one Shadur Sanders. Bring him to Miami, right? I think it'll be great.
You know what? I think
I'm just saying, like, he would be better than Tua.
he'd be better than Tua for sure.
And he's not going to cost you a lot of money. Build the infrastructure around the quarterback. Like, I don't know what they get. The cap is an imaginary place anyway. So, but just build the infrastructure around a young quarterback and then let him flourish. I think that's what you got to really do.
Drafted lineman didn't work out. Got H-hand.
H-hand is good.
Yeah.
You need some new. You need another wide receiver. And then you got to get rid of the drunk. Mike McDaniel. I don't like liars. Like he's not black. There's nothing wrong with him being white, but he's not black. Come on, dog. Like I don't want them. Like that's the worst Rooney Rule thing ever.
I thought he.
I would give you Latino, but not with McDaniel.
Yeah, that last name.
That throws us off. I could see the Latino.
Yeah, he just married a white husband.
Irish dude. Yeah, Irish dude married a Latina boy. Talk about a mismatch. Man, can't handle no. Ain't no guy going from potatoes and potatoes and chicken
It's
to damn enchiladas, man.
Somebody said this was Mike McDaniel's parents, but I don't know how true that is. But
no, none of that. No, I'm gonna tell you. Hold up, I'm gonna tell you who's the dad. The guy smiling the biggest with his mouth open.
Yeah,
and who that does. So we got a wide receiver at Mandarin that looks just like the black dad. That looks like my guy Will Jones. They do look like that's what the bar. Come on, dog. That man, that man, his name's Braxton P. Hottenbrick. Like, come on, man.
we're going to show some love to Myles Garrett because he is just half a sack behind T.J. Watt and Michael Strahan's sack record. So we're going to actually take a look at this post.
I thought you had like a GIF. Like it looked like the snow was moving when you loaded that up, Jay. I said, man, Jay, how you do that? Damn it. I need him to not get that record.
Oh, for Devin Lloyd.
Or I need Devin to get an interception in every game for the rest of the way.
Myles Garrett is just a half a sack behind T.J. Watt and Michael Strahan, but Myles Garrett has been on the field for 437 pass plays. Strahan was on the field for 567 plays the year he set the record. Watt for 618 plays when.
So you're saying I'm not going to get my money?
It looks like you're not going to get your money at all because he's very, very efficient when it comes to sacking the quarterback. And especially in the back half of this NFL season, he has been popping off. So, James, you can see the odds right there. It's minus 10,000. So you'd have to bet a lot of money to get some profit. But Myles Garrett, man, congratulations, man. And you're making the bettors angry.
You know what? And this just goes back to, there's some things that I can deal with. People say, James, you got to handle this better. You got to do this better. You got to do this, got to do that. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. This whole man's life changed once he slapped a bitch with a helmet. Yep. We can go right back to that moment when he just said, when he took the song, I feel like slapping a nigga today. Right. Oh, Lord. He's the reason behind that song. This man slapped another dude with a helmet for saying the N-word, allegedly. But I believe it because nobody just wakes up and says, I'm going to slap somebody with a helmet. And you're right. Not one Steeler, nobody came to his defense. And he's the quarterback. Somebody going to fight somebody normally. Right. When the quarterback doesn't get help, that's when you know the team doesn't like that guy. This man slapped a dude with a helmet. And his whole life got better. What does that tell you, people? Why are you holding it in? Why are you letting that person talk? See, people not understanding. Mason Rudolph does have a job, but is Mason Rudolph's life like Myles Garrett's life? No. Mason Rudolph is holding a clipboard and getting paid very well to hold a clipboard. But he's also going to have CTE by the time he's 40 because he took a helmet straight to the dome. Go slap that person today and you'll feel better. If you're good, it goes to what I'm saying. There's no such thing as cancel culture if you are good at your job. Anybody can be replaced. Being canceled is a different thing. Ain't very many human beings walking this planet looking like Myles Garrett. Like, so he can know that. Now, if you are not him in your job, don't go slap somebody. But if you know I can go, you have job security, hey, it's time you got to go slap a hoe. Slap a racist. Get a contract. Consistently be one of the highest paid people in the NFL. On a bad team, but break your records nonetheless. He's going to be a king of Cleveland. He's going to be the king of Cleveland when it's all said and done.
Oh, wow. Nobody watched that title. Almost.
But I'm just saying, like, he knows I could have left and won a championship. But nah, I'd rather just get a percentage of Cleveland. Let me get a percentage of the city in my next contract.
Ohio.
He's going to be, who is that? Drew Carey.
Yeah, Cleveland
all
rocks.
The little chicks with the crimson lips, how the Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks.
It's the big coats. Can't even see the women. Terrible.
Definitely can't see the women. And the river is brown.
They got the nerve to vote Jackson.
It's the pit of despair is what they call it. Like, it's literally on the Google Maps. Like, when you go there, like, your geotag of your pictures is the pit of despair.
I was Garrett's goal for that holiday.
Hey, listen, man.
He could be anywhere.
Gilbert Arenas told us all the truth.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what? You can go buy. Like, let me see. I want to buy a Super Bowl ring. on eBay or something. Let's see, like if we can find, if I can find it.
You see a Super Bowl ring on sale. There's a sad backstory.
A very sad backstory, but it's called being an athlete. It happens. How much is an authentic Super Bowl ring? Come on, you're supposed to hear me Googling. This is supposed to just pop up.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'll try it.
I want the player on it. Like I know you can get, like what he said, you can go buy a legit one. I'm sure you can go buy one for a okay. All right,
I
here,
found some here.
2009 Saints Super Bowl ring comes in the case. I want to know the name. Oh, so it says from TJ's memorabilia, 31,000. Let's round it up, 32,000. If you buy it right now, it'll get there before Christmas. A 9.5, so that's a big guy. You get a
How much was
Patriots Super Bowl ring. Now that's not a real Super Bowl ring.
I found a Patriot 2014 for 97,000.
Okay. You know how much does Myles Garrett make right now? Myles Garrett contract. That isn't even the taxes on one of his checks. It's making $40 million a year. Would you? You can't buy $40 million a year. You know, that's all I'm saying. You can't buy financial peace and generational wealth. Like, it's cool. It'll have a cool story, right? But like, come on, dog.
A lot for 77,000 for 2010 Green Bay Packers Super Bowl, 55,000 for the 93 Cowboys. You want to be a 88 Notre Dame championship ring wearer, $32,000.
And what's crazy is a lot of people like, yeah, it's wild. Wow. But like, you know, just shit, you know. You can get the ring back because there's insurance on it.
Oh, wow.
Like, if you look, all kinds of things happen. People get robbed. You know, I have no idea what my championship rings are. Absolutely none. I need to go call Florida State to go get them because I kind of want, like, I'm getting older now.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia. Like they know I played. I have the proof that I won them. Just don't have them.
We're going to take a look at some successful first year head coaches with their new team, I might add. So, James, our boy Liam Cohen is on this list. So, there are 3 coaches who have double-digit wins in the first year with their
Mike
new team.
Vrabel should not be on this list.
But
He's
it says
failed already
with their new team. With
okay,
their
all right,
new
all
team.
Right. But I said Mike Vrabel's failed. Did you know? So Mike Vrabel beat when he was with the Titans. He beat the Jags, right? And with Urban Meyer, and I had like this voiceover. I was doing these voiceovers or whatever during that time, and it was just funny. Like Urban didn't want to shake that man's hand at all.
Yeah, I remember that.
This is the picture that we should have gotten from Liam. This is kind of saucy.
I was about to.
Like he looks like yeah, bit. I like that. I like this one right here.
The other 2 coaches who have double-digit wins in the first year with their new teams are Mike Vrabel. Like you previously joked, he did have a stint with the Titans where it was somewhat deemed unsuccessful, and the Chicago Bears head coach Ben Johnson, the former Lions OC. So, James, look at this post. So the Patriots were 4-13 last season. They're now 11-3. Jaguars were 4-13 last season. We're now 10-4. The Bears were 5-12 last season. Now they are 10-4. So these three coaches definitely turned around these franchises for sure. And we're going to show our love to the best coach out of these three, Liam Cohen, leading the Jaguars to the 10-4 record. So shout out to these three coaches doing their thing for these three franchises for sure.
Here's my thoughts. I think Liam should get more props than the other two. Yeah, because the Bills aren't as good. Bills Bills came back and whooped their ass, but the Bills aren't as dominant as they were last year. That's fair to say, right? The Bears, we just knew the Packers were going to take over. Everybody and their mom knew that the Vikings should not have drafted J.J. McCarthy. Like, J.J. McCarthy is when, again, this is why, you know why Shadur Sanders isn't getting the love? It's because of J.J. McCarthy. You can't bully people into drafting somebody. They got bullied into drafting the sorry-ass quarterback that we all know that did not win. He almost lost the national championship for Michigan. He didn't win it for them, but he let them people bully him. So he got what you deserve. And then who else is in that damn division? Oh, and the Detroit isn't what we like. Detroit isn't as good as they were the year before. So you got two teams that take it, don't get me wrong, took advantage of their divisions being down and the teams we expected to win the division not stepping up. Tua Tagovailoa, we just talked about them. The boy's brain is smooth. They're talking about moving on. So it's Tua Tagovailoa they got to play against. Josh Allen is playing like trash right now. Who else am I missing in that division? The Jets? The Jets haven't been good since Vinny Testaverde. No, that's a lie. They were good with Matt, the quarterback, the USC quarterback. I think it was USC quarterback, I believe, that took them with Rex Ryan. But butt fumble. But he wasn't good. The defense was so good that it took them to, I think they went to back-to-back AFC championships or something like that. I know they won. But he was better than what anybody could get because he did that shit during the Belichick era. Like, that was some real coaching then. That man should be coaching somewhere else. But he made his money and now he's enjoying feet. Because that's his fetish. Hey, I ain't never. You know the fetish is bad when you say it at work. Like, send me them feet. Yeah, I love just looking at feet. Like, ugh. Today's age, man. Nothing, man. Listen, dog. Ugh. Like, the pictures they take of Sharon make him look worse, dog. Is this what being with a white woman does to you?
No.
Like, because woof. Again, as my boy said, Midwest black men fall in love with Midwest girls because they let you use all four holes or whatever you want to do. I don't even want to know where the fourth hole is, but it's crazy though. But like, Sherrod Moore is looks like he is like, I don't want whatever he got. I don't ever want that.
These are from men who weren't used to getting women. Then they got power. Then they got jumped straight to white women. They
didn't even try anything else. They went straight for Elsa.
Yeah, you gotta
I told you about that on the Disney trip, man. I was minding my business, man. I had one of them Frozen shirts on. Like, I don't know if the Iceman. Does he act like different things? Does he get angry? I don't know because it's so white that I can't watch it. This is from a guy who loves Hallmark Christmas movies. Like, I'm not. Man, listen, dog. I start looking at Kai different. If he starts saying, hey, man, where you learn that shit from? Who you been? Whose house you been at that's watching this shit? This princess shit. Come on, man. But nah, man, I'm just like, that's what it does to you, man. Like, it reminded me the Chris Rock movie, how I think I love my wife, and the 7-Up dude, not 7-Up dude or Beyonce's sister. What's Beyonce's sister's name? Solange, the dude who looked like Solange, or Solange looked like him.
Oh my gosh. That is
Tell
crazy.
me, look at them both. Tell me they don't.
That is crazy to say. I just pictured it in my
Tell
head.
me, put a wig on him.
Crazy.
Put a wig on him and tell me that. And tell me, I don't even know a Solange song, but if he put a wig on and started singing a Solange song,
It's the nose and the bug eyes.
I'm just saying, he had got the girl that Chris Rock was messing with, or was thinking of messing with because his wife was tripping, and he started going like scratching like he was a junkie. Like, I don't want nothing that's going to ruin my life. Not at this point. When I was younger, man, I could recover, but Chris Solange,
The 7-Up guy.
he does like bits and pieces of things. Like I think he was like he did American Gods. He was Mr. Nancy.
Oh, that's right.
And he did too good. He did too good.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Like, he did too good. It spooked him. They're like, wait a minute, this man is radical. And have him going up here stirring up and race baiting through his fictional accounts.
He's actually.
Yeah, he's too good at this shit. Gonna believe it's real. That show was good. I don't know why they stopped it. Orlando Jones, that's it. That's his name.
Jones. Yeah, that's his name. We should need to put respect on today.
He's a good actor, but just think about it like this. Everybody who gets famous for soda commercials only does so well in life. Think about Tyrese. Tyrese was the little colored boy that was on the back of the bus singing it with Coca-Cola. Oh, you never saw that? He was, bro, like he sold the hell out of it. We was all like, who that little dark-skinned bald head boy that can sing? It's like, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Da-da-da-da-da, always Coca-Cola. It was like, damn, man, now I'm thirsty. I want a Coke. When we went from having a Coke and a smile to like, am I about to make love to this Coke? I mean, he on a bus. It just started, just because like, it's so, now I think about it, it's so fictional. It's so wild that imagine, that's it. Yeah, like just what? It's not even crazy. Like imagine you just riding the bus, minding your own business. Like I used to have to catch the city bus to go everywhere in Tallahassee. Like I didn't want to hear nobody singing. I would have thought it was a.
This is so 90s. Oh my God. How much that's I can't believe I've never seen that.
Yeah, man. It was wild. The 90s was a wild place, man.
His lips were so greasy. He was lucky to KFC.
What's wild is, I never even caught that. Like he was bald before you needed to be bald.
Yeah, he's young, right?
Like he was like a teenager. He was like 18, 19. And then right after that, couple years, man, 96, man, he did that. That Sweet Lady, boy. That Sweet Lady was fire. He didn't even want to drop that as a single. Yeah, that's Sweet Lady. He literally did.
He was gonna keep it? What?
The whole thing. Like he was gonna on his album, but he didn't want that to be his lead single.
Oh,
they had to like talk. It just remember this Sprite had this commercial where they was giving do a selfie. Like it was like, they were giving like they used to do the giveaways in the summertime. And it was this one like, need a cell phone. He's like, oh, there was like some things are better kept unsaid over the phone. And the dude was like, hey, Rhonda, it's me, Anthony. The doctor said it's not contagious. He's like running down the like yelling. I'm like, yo. And it's like, this is a 90s commercial, early 2000s. Like, it was just wild. Like, they're more gritty. Like, life was better. It was wild, but life was better. Like, you could just, like, now you got to be, everybody wants the bag, right?
Right.
You could be dark-skinned and bald at 19 years old and broke. And on a bus to go on a date. Right. To date the finest chick ever.
Right.
Because you can sing. You had a redeeming quality. Now, women don't date that. Well, women do date that, but they don't lead with that. I have my expectation. I tell them all the time, hey, man, you need to go apologize to that dude if he was doing all that for you. You paid all your bills. Like, shit, why aren't you with him? Because I deserve more. You deserve more than being taken care of? Like, what? There's nothing over here for you. But just say no. Just say no, and then just like be like, nah. I hate to tell you this, free game or big game, but like at least until you trap them, be an asshole. It works. Then once they like you come around, then you start, then you revert. It becomes a 180 relationship. Like you were the asshole, then all of a sudden you're the one that cares, and the one that cares is all of a sudden the asshole. But it'll just flip. But that circular motion is what propels and drives and fuels the relationship. Toxicity, like you need it. But nah, like I was sitting there thinking one of my favorite songs is Raphael Sadiq and D'Angelo. The song "You Should Be Here." They in them old apartments that look like they used to be the outdoor motels. Like when you're in an apartment and your door is outside, you're close to squalor. Yeah. And like they just sitting there just you got to just have a raspy voice and smell like shea butter, because the most expensive thing in your house is the Vaseline cocoa butter. And like, cause you smell like it, and you might spray a little, like that's your cologne. Is that your eau de perfume is your Vaseline cocoa butter or shea butter moisturizer, or whatever it is. You smell like good natural hair products. Yeah, now. Yeah. Or you had to have something that just looked, just you had to be good at something. Now it's just like you gotta be a junkie or have money to be able to afford them being a junkie. I mean, let's be honest. I love Future to death. Future's music is bubblegum for the brain. Yeah. But he's a junkie. Yeah. He might not do it. I mean, Percocet. Molly Percocet. Chase a check. Never chase a bitch. And then what's the other dudes? The takeoffs, the Migos. They used to just say random things. Like mama. Yeah. Like just anyways, my bad. I'm sorry. We went off on a tangent. Yeah. But Orlando Jones did the 7-Up commercials, and now, or Sprite, one of them shits. I don't know. 7-Up or Sprite, same shit. And like now look at them. We're trying to figure out where the fuck Orlando Jones is.
So the Thursday night football matchup between the LA Rams and the Seattle Seahawks will be the first ever Thursday night game between two teams with 11 plus wins. This is going to be one of the most highly anticipated games this season because this is a division matchup as well. The Rams and Seahawks are in the NFC West, and this game is for all of the marbles. So I'm going to be looking forward to watching this game on Prime Video using that Prime Vision. If you know about the Prime Vision for Thursday night football. That's for the real fans out there. So definitely going to be watching this game tomorrow. So that is your Thursday night football matchup for this week. And we're going to look at some teams who are still in playoff contention. Speaking of all the marbles, because the Buffalo Bills, Cowboys, Lions, Niners, the Patriots, Ravens, Jags, Chargers, Eagles, Bucks, Seahawks, Steelers, Colts, Broncos, Bears, Panthers, Texans, Packers, and Rams are all in playoff contention. So huge shout out to these teams right here, still in the race for the playoffs. And the Broncos and the Rams are the only two teams that have actually clinched a playoff berth. So the other teams are still really in contention, if you will. So just wanted to share that with you guys for any of my fans out there. And speaking of that, let's take a look at the standings. So we're going to start with the AFC as well. So the Patriots are at the top of this list with their 11-3 record for the AFC East. The Jaguars are on top of the AFC South with their 10-4 record. The Pittsburgh Steelers are one game ahead of the Ravens for the AFC North, and the Broncos are on top of the AFC West with their 12-2 record. Moving over
to really right now, we can't rest on our laurels yet. We gotta power through. Luckily, we have the Titans. We do have the Titans. We do have the the Titans, the Colts, and the Jets. 3 games outside of the tough one this week. We went out. I gotta be wrong. Something's wrong about that. We have the Titans. No, we just whooped the Jets' ass. My bad. We have the Titans, the Colts, and the Broncos left. So that gets us to 13-4. We have to beat the Broncos because if we fold the Chargers, damn, there's still a couple teams that can still jump us. Man, damn, we're competitive as fuck over here. But and just knowing that we should be, there's really only one game that we just absolutely should have lost. That's the wildest part about this. That's why, man. I just listen. If you're in San Francisco, man, the Jags went out, bro. If y'all got a guy who could give a bump, I might need that, man. A bump, or I might need the best coffee. I need a 24-hour coffee connect because I'm gonna be working. I'm partying like we partied last year, but I just know that I'm gonna be on the news a lot. So
So for your NFC conference, you have these teams right here. You have the Philadelphia Eagles on top of the NFC East with their 9-5 record. The Buccaneers and the Panthers are tied in record, but the Buccaneers are still the leaders on the NFC South with their 7-7 record. The Bears, yes, are the kings of the North. They are 10-4, and they are on top of the Green Bay Packers, are 9-4-1. And the Los Angeles Rams are the number one team, in the NFC West, but they are tied with Seattle with their 11-3 record. San Francisco, though, 10-4. So the Seahawks are looking to take over the NFC West throne this week with their Thursday night matchup against the Rams. So it's going to be a great, great game to tune into for sure. And then we have the playoff picture based off after week 15. I know this is just hypothetical based off each week, but this is what the playoffs would look like if they started today. So the Broncos and the Rams would be the number 1 seeds. And for your wild card rounds for your AFC, you would have the Texans facing off against the Patriots, the Bills playing at the Jaguars, and the Chargers playing at the Steelers. So for your NFC, you would have the Packers playing at the Chicago Bears, a divisional matchup, if you will. You would have the Niners playing at the Eagles and the Seahawks at the Buccaneers. So this is what your playoff picture would look like after week 15 if everything ended today. So definitely would be interesting matchups. James, Buffalo, at the Jaguars. So, man, looking good for the Jags. Hopefully, we can have the home field advantage in the playoffs. But I think, James, you'd want to travel to a team, to a destination for that wild card round, if I'm not mistaken. So, you'd want it to be flipped.
I did, but like, nah, it don't matter anymore.
Okay.
Like, it's not happening. Like we would have to be in the situation that Houston's in. But like, so bottom line is we got to keep winning because we don't know. I don't know how any of this is going to pan out. Like I don't know the rest of the Chargers schedule. I don't see the Steelers not making the playoffs. But like the only 2 places I would want to actually, but Buffalo could still win the division, but they need the Patriots to fold, to implode. I don't want to. Yeah, so the only place we would go is Boston, Pittsburgh, or Buffalo. Those would be the only places. I guess if the Texans won and we had to play them in a rematch, I wouldn't mind going to NRG Stadium. That was kind of cool. But I'm indifferent. It's just wow. When is the wild card? I just thought about it. Like the wild card weekend, the first round is that's January 11th, right? Because damn, January 11th, 18th, 25th. Yeah, it just depends. So if it's the 10th, I can't go. I guess I could, but that's our first tournament. The next week, yeah, I would hope it'd be Monday. That'd be dope if it would have been a Monday. Yeah, we got to host the first round. We got to host the first round so I can be there. Second round, I'm cool. It'll probably be somewhere chilly, more than likely. So I'm good with it.
Here are your stat leaders after week 15. So Dak Prescott's leading quarterbacks in yards with 3,931. Jordan Brooks is leading the league in total tackles. Mentioned him when we were talking about the Dolphins. He has 155. Do not see anybody catching up with him anytime soon. Rushing, you have Jonathan Taylor still at the top of this list with 1,443, but James Cook is trying to take over the rushing crown. He has 1,415 shortly behind Jonathan Taylor. Excuse me, Myles Garrett still at the top of this list. No surprise. He has 21 and a half sacks. But Brian Burns, aka Spider-Man, aka the NIL known in the league, is second on the sacks list with 13 sacks on the year for his New York Giants squad. And then for your receiving, you have JSN Jackson Smith Najigba with 1,541 yards. Puka Nakua with 1,367. And George Pickens rounds out your top three. And in regards to interceptions, Devin Lloyd is tied in second place with 5 interceptions. Him and a couple other players such as J.C. Horn and Ernest Jones IV are behind Kevin Byard III with his 6 interceptions on the year for that Chicago defense. So these are your stat leaders for this year after week 15. So if for any of your favorite players, if they are on this list, let us know in the chat. And these players are doing their thing for their franchises and most importantly for themselves. They are balling, and especially Myles Garrett. Can't wait to see him break that sack record as well. But now we are at the Big Games BS portion of the show where we bring the scope of the conversation outside of the typical football world. So we have 2 topics to get through, with our first being our BS or bussin' food review segment. So I'll play a video, and James judges the food with a BS or with a bussin'. And everybody in the chat, we want you guys to do the same thing when it's time. So James, get ready today, because with football season coming to end shortly, there's going to be games. There's going to be games with your friends. And when you got those watch parties, there's going to be some food as well. So they have the typical pizza, chicken wings, little finger foods, but they decided to put a little spin on a popular football food dish, and that is a Hawaiian roll pizza. So we're going to see how this looks if you would serve this at some of these watch parties, and if it's BS or if it's bussin'. So let us know in the chat what you think.
So is this a sweet Hawaiian roll, or is it like because they have a regular Hawaiian roll now?
Oh, I'm not too sure, but let's see if they talk about it in the video.
This pepperoni pizza with a garlic parmesan crust is made by transforming Hawaiian rolls into the pizza crust, and the result is a soft and sweet pizza that only takes 10 minutes to prep. We'll start by making the garlic butter with fresh garlic and parsley. Then we'll use a spatula to press down the center of the rolls, spread on most of that butter edge to edge, and we're going to get this baked in the oven until it's lightly toasted. And then we'll press down the center of the rolls one more time to redefine the crust. Then we'll spread on the pizza sauce and layer on pepperoni, shredded mozzarella, and more pepperoni on top. Hit the edges with more garlic butter and some Parmesan cheese, and we'll get this baked in the oven until it's toasted. And if the crust starts to brown too early before the cheese melts, just cover the crust with some foil. Then just slice the pizza and it's ready to enjoy.
So she just put the paper container in there. Isn't that dangerous?
That was my favorite part. It was in the container. She didn't move anything. She just pressed the middle down.
Yeah, she about to burn the house down. I don't know. The sweet part I'm gonna try it. I'll try it. And it feels like a pull apart because I like Hawaiian rolls. But I don't know if I like Hawaiian rolls like this. But I fuck with a Hawaiian roll. And I say that, but like I'll eat a Hawaiian roll with Christmas dinner, which is Christmas dinner ain't nothing but savory. Like all the savory sweet combinations don't make any sense. Like I like dressing or stuffing, whatever. I like that. And I like cranberry sauce on top of it. Does something for me. But that doesn't make any sense. But I don't know why I like it, but I like it. Because it's really, really savory, but something that's basically jelly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm busting. That's busting on that. I'm with that.
We got a bussin from James for the Hawaiian pizza rolls. Never seen that either until today. So it does look good too. It does look good. And speaking of looking good, our last topic of today is going to announce a retirement because Terrence Crawford went out with the bang, making sure he looked good for the cameras because he has announced his retirement. So Terrence Crawford has announced his retirement from boxing. 42-0 record, 31 knockouts, 5 division world champion, and the 3-time undisputed champion, one of the greatest ever. And man, that Canelo fight was something else as well. A great fight from Terrence Crawford, and he has finally announced his retirement from boxing.
So he don't want to whoop Canelo ass again, and there is no more. Like this is again, anybody who gets shot in the head and drives themselves to the hospital, you gotta be careful of those guys. Those are they're a menace. They are a menace. But I love watching him fight, man. It was very good run, man. I appreciated all of it. So like I'm glad I was able to bear witness to some of that.
Well, that marks today's show, James. That's all I have for the viewers out there. But do you have any last words to the viewers out there as we bring in their Wednesday afternoon?
I mean, appreciate everybody for checking us out. Hit the link. I think Dev asked, we are not not close. I said not close. We're about 1,000 short for the gifts for the Long Branch Elementary School. So we're gonna get them kids their gifts. We're gonna make sure we get that done by Friday. If anybody wants to help toward that, you can go money sign MFTK36, or you could, if you want to use your credit card or something like that, you can go there. If you have my number, Apple Pay, a lot of those different things work. Mail a check, doesn't matter to me, but we're gonna get to that number. Check out tomorrow on the social medias. We should be dropping some of the stuff, if not Friday. Am I going too early? They officially announced it's benched.
Yes, before you ended the show, I wanted to put this up there. But according to Adam Schefter, the NFL's senior insider from ESPN, the Miami Dolphins are benching quarterback Tua Tagovailoa and turning to rookie quarterback Quinn Ewers, who was at Texas last year, as their new starting quarterback. So Ewers' first start comes Sunday versus the Bengals, and this was made at 10:30 a.m., so 26 minutes ago. Sorry about that.
Nah, it's all good. Dope. So good for him. Maybe he'll come back from this. But remember, again, we saw the again, outside of him having the smooth brain and everything. Remember, he said, "I don't understand the playbook."
Right.
And they crucified. So they fired a black to hire a quarter black. But they crucified his other coach, man. Said he was a terrible person and all this jazz, man. So, yeah, man. But yeah, but outside of that, man, we got different things coming on, man. Y'all know what we got. Bigger than that, I want to thank everybody for the explosion. We finally got over 7,000, and so that was cool. and we're a quarter of the way to 800. So like, let's just keep that momentum going on. But for those who don't know, this weekend we'll be streaming some high school basketball, and then we'll be streaming high school basketball next weekend. So high school basketball and lacrosse will be the things that we're doing moving forward into 2026. We won't have a live stream of it. Will be live. We'll put it on live, but it will not be a live stream of the showcase because we want to make sure there's gonna be some kids going to get put in some precarious positions, man. I want to make sure we edit it very well. So I got people editing. But just we want to highlight the highlights. I was asked to not do it live. We may change our mind. I don't know. We have the capabilities. So we'll just be doing more and more, but let's just continue to try to grow the channel. And we will be trying to stream some things, and then the Discord. We'll put some of the games that we're going to stream that we'll watch. Like we can watch some of these high school games, not high school, these college games, Jaguar games as a family. So just peep the Discord, check it out. I will post, I think it's in our community, the actual Discord link, so you can actually join it in the YouTube community stuff. We'll put it on social medias, but I appreciate everybody's for the last 28 days, because that's how YouTube shows it. We've had 426 subscribers. So that's cool. We'll have the best combine content. We'll have some really good Super Bowl content. We'll have a lot of different things. And just again, anybody who wants, if there's some things that you don't see that you would like to see on the channel, feel free to let us know and we will get that going. Much outside of that, much appreciated for you guys for chopping it up with me, and we'll see you guys next time.